now, as a presidential candidate, is selling the Jesuit agenda. And the Jesuit agenda is to completely enslave America.
So this video here is the opinion of this woman. She obviously has studied this for a long time, because I've studied this as well. And people like Jordan Maxwell spent a whole lifetime getting to the bottom of this type of stuff. Remember, this is an opinion. I love you all.
First of all, the Jesuits run the global drug racket. And so Trump basically is an agent of the Jesuits. Don't forget that. And the Jesuit mafia, the Jesuit Gestapo. That's really what he is. And don't expect anything different from him, because he also went to Catholic and Jesuit schools and was trained by the Jesuits. So he's definitely a Jesuit agent. Lyndon LaRouche is also Obama, Hillary Clinton, Bill Clinton. All these people have gone through Jesuit training at some point in their careers or during their education. And many of them go to Georgetown University to get their Jesuit hat or Jesuit ID card or whatever it is. But they're on the Jesuit agenda, and 10% of Congress is Jesuit trained. That's quite a large percentage. So they run the global drug racket. They set it up in the 1700s by using Britain to occupy and take over and overthrow the legitimate rulers in India so that they could grow opium in the foothills of the Himalayas. And then that opium was stored in big balls the size of somebody's head in warehouses on these racks that went up 2 or 3 stories. And all these thousands, hundreds of thousands of opium balls were stored on these racks. And then the sea captains would, from the U.S. and from Boston, mainly the Boston Brahmins, would travel to India in fast clipper ships and pick up the opium, because the British East India Company did not want to go and sell opium directly in China because it was illegal. They didn't want to violate Chinese customs, but the sea captains were greedy, and they were happy to do it. And so they would take the opium to China, and they would sell it. At first, the Chinese wanted it in gold or silver, and then later on, the British didn't want to lose all their gold and silver doing this trade for tea that they could charge taxes on, silk and porcelain. And so the British took over China and completely addicted 250 million people to opium. Boy, is that a big candy store. And does that make a lot of revenue? And Franklin Delano Roosevelt's mother was born in Shanghai, and Franklin Delano Roosevelt's grandfather worked for the Russell Company, and we know that the Russell Trust funded Skull and Bones. So these are all circles within circles and systems within subsystems, but it's all the same thing. It's dope Inc. And above the Jesuits, this is who the Jesuits, the Zionists, the Masons, the Ku Klux Klan, organized crime, they all work for the ancient Iranian bloodlines that we've been talking about in interviews over the past year. So Trump now, as a presidential candidate, is selling the Jesuit agenda. And the Jesuit agenda is to completely enslave America. And when I was...
If you want to learn more about this type of stuff, hidden occult knowledge, which occult, that's what it means. It means hidden, secret, that's all. If you want to learn more about it, you can check out my website that I was forced to build because I am not allowed to monetize. I wonder why. I love you all very much. My opinion.